Okay, can I explain to you guys what Thursday night was like for me?
What was Thursday night?
Thursday night. I can't remember. I have no idea what I did Thursday. But at a certain point, after 9 p.m. Because it was Thursday, I was on here. But what? We did the music? We did the music. We did the long-ass Adam 22 music live stream, which we are also going to do on Thursday. And by the way, assuming nothing goes wrong, I'm going to premiere the Brian Pumper video Thursday while I am on live stream on the No Jumper channel, and I'm going to be in the chat. I want to start doing more premieres for our videos when we have like really lit stuff. So the Brian Pumper video might be premiering Thursday while I'm on the No Jumper stream with AD taking dabs. But that
Speaking
being
of
said,
taking dabs, let me hit that blunt with you, my boy.
that is not a weed pen. Oh, you're smoking kush, right? Okay, but so Thursday night, after we get done the stream, I realize, oh shit, the 6ix9ine is out. The album is out. Tattletales is out.
The long-awaited.
I don't like to normally listen to music like on my phone, just like this, because of the
that's
shit
not
quality.
fair. That's not
like,
fair.
but honestly, it is the worst fucking music.
But that's how you listen to it, though? Come on, that's not
I
fair.
think that was fair. It was the worst thing I've ever heard. I fucking skipped past a bunch of songs that I had already heard. Dude, this album sucks dick. It is really bad by any objective standard. And then a couple days later, I see, 6ix9ine is predicted to sell 150K. My attitude was, whatever, bundles, merch, whatever. I don't hear anybody talking about this album. This album's gotten universally bad reviews. But then it comes out, actually, you did Xanarchy numbers. You sold 35K. Your career is
I think
over.
it was 50.
50,
The
not 35.
people, no, they have now downgraded it to
down
30,
more?
35 to 40K.
Jesus.
Jeez. I think that's what Blueface said. No.
How long are you going to be able to afford that security if you're selling 35K on your album? Because I'll be honest with you, I've seen a lot of rappers have security, and usually the time when the security starts to go away is around the time that they realize that they're selling something around 30,000 copies of their project, because that's when you start to realize like, oh shit, I'm not really making that much money. And also, you're not going to be able to tour for at least like the next year. Touring is what could save his ass. I'm sorry. That album was so bad, so miserable. He deserves to do those kind of numbers. And also the video, the song, a lot of great fake asses in it. Not even great, but just fake. So I appreciate any fake ass. But the worst song.
It sounded
So
like
bad.
you ever seen like that like thing of like, it's like, oh, like Lil Tech is Ransom, but
Oh my
if it
God,
was
unmixed
offbeat and
and-
unmixed,
yeah.
that's what that sounded like.
Damn, it was that bad.
Yeah.
I just saw like stills from it because like Black China's in it, right?
It makes me so happy seeing the fact that every video he's put out since he got out of jail keeps having less and less views.
I mean, that's exactly what we knew was gonna happen.
Yeah, but it's just happening at such a rapid
Alarming rate.
pace that's kind of hilarious
It's
to
interesting
watch.
to see, like, because I've been seeing these articles about Billboard, changing the rules on merch and stuff like that. But like, I love that it's happening just like right now for his
and
album.
that he sold a bunch of merch that he thought was going to count to the bundles. I still haven't seen an actual explanation of
Yeah.
exactly what the misunderstanding
Yeah,
was.
I was gonna say, like,
but
Yeah.
he sold a bunch of merch in bundles that then was not counted, and he thought it was going to count originally.
Because I remember when they dropped the Troll song, that's when they right after that was when they released that they're going to change the rules and like merch bundles are not going to be a thing anymore, but that they're going to implement it sometime this year. They didn't say exactly when, and it's like, oh, they chose right now.
And you know what's such a funny thing is that when 6ix9ine first got out and like he put out the Nicki song and stuff, I remember Academics had a video about him, and Ike was saying, he was like, everybody thinks the 6ix9ine's career is over, but in reality, he's talking to huge artists. He's got big artists that are going to be doing songs with him, yada, yada, yada. Talking about like a rapper, like saying that like there's big rappers that were going to do songs with 6ix9ine. Looking at this project, where are those? Because there's no guests from any rappers of any significance. There's some fucking person I never heard of named Smiles or whatever.
I have no idea
There's
who that is.
Akon who did the fucking Locked Up remix, which, okay, fine, but not a rapper. There's the Nicki Minaj thing, which
That was kind of
that can't
enjoyable,
be
I'm
what
not gonna
Ak
lie.
was talking about, because I think that the Nicki Minaj song is clearly the best song that 6ix9ine has put out since he got out, but it's because he got out of the way and basically like did the hook and let her fucking do a fire verse,
Yeah.
And she finessed that situation, because she went out there, reminded everybody that she's a great rapper,
And that she's hot as fuck.
and like it kind of looked hot as fuck, and then kind of like shifted him to the back and like really took the stage on that, gave him a #1 song or whatever. But she really like took the majority of the credit, I think.
Yeah. No, I was more speaking on the Akon remix, whatever. Like he tried to fucking like tell his story and all that shit. But it's just, I feel like that whole style of just taking some song from the early 2000s and remixing it is just getting so old.
I cannot put into words how not excited I was to listen to Locked Up 2, the remix now featuring 6ix9ine. Especially after they fucking previewed it like 6 months ago or
you
whatever.
got the idea already.
We got the idea. They were, like as soon as I realized that was the first song, I'm like, wow, there is nothing about this that makes me want to listen to this at all. Yeah. Who the fuck cares? And like you know, one thing that people kept saying, and I promise I'm going to stop talking about this soon, but one thing that people kept saying when he first got out was kind of like, oh well, you know, maybe he won't be taken serious as like a gangster rapper anymore, but he could still make those like, you know, Latin songs, and people are really gonna fuck with those songs. Those songs are gonna go crazy. No. I listened to the album. This shit sucks. Shit is terrible. Eliza said she liked the album, which might.
I think she's just trying to fuck 6ix9ine.
I think it might be like the kind of music that you want to suck 7 dicks to. That's kind of like.
You're crazy. That
might, like, if you listen to that album and you were sucking 7 dicks, it might feel like an appropriate soundtrack. No offense to Eliza, but
yeah, shout out Eliza, but
she's done a lot else in her life besides suck 7 dicks. But I mean. That was kind of like the kind of like I felt like after I listened to it, it was the closest I had ever been to sucking 7 dicks.
I thought you were gonna say it made you want to go to a hotel and do it.
No, I could never get 7 guys together in that short a period of time.
I thought you meant it made you want to snitch.
Maybe if I went on Grindr.
I think that can happen.
And also, I think it's really funny that 6ix9ine did a YouTuber tour. He did the Logan Paul podcast.
Oh wow!
Whoa,
so
what?
He has.
Did this all come out today?
Yeah. Well, it's not even out yet, but he isn't allowed
Insider
on Breakfast
info.
Club. Begged Wayno or not Wayno, but Gilly for an interview on his shit.
I saw that.
Couple other people that I think he like asked for interviews or whatever.
I wonder if
happen.
Angie Martinez fucks with him still.
I think that there's a total blackout from everybody in New York radio that they all won't fuck with him, and also he probably would only want to do it if it was upper echelon. So but think about it. He goes and he does an interview with fucking white people that have no clue what the fucking community actually wants to hear him talk about. I mean, I can't wait to hear it because I mean, Mike Majlak used to be a heroin dealer, so maybe he'll be like, yo, I'm not down with this. He might be a little bit lit, you know? Yeah, because Mike, I don't know. You think Mike snitched? Actually, I'd like to know that so I could delete his number.
Oh my god! And also, stop trying to put a stain on Angie Martinez's name. I don't think she would do the interview.
I
remember their interview.
I was gonna say they seemed like they had like because you know why?
Connection.
Because you know why? Because she really is like the aunt of like hip hop in general, but especially like New York rap specifically. And I saw her have the same connection with Pop Smoke, and I could tell that she really like cared about this young man and was very like excited and invested in his career. And it almost seemed like with her and 6ix9ine too, like she really was like trying to give him the best advice or like steer him down. Like that was a very introspective. It made me look at him in a different light at that time. This is pre him going to jail.
He went on
and all
there
that.
to talk about him getting kidnapped, right?
Just like he was just talking about everything, his whole life, him being a dirty ass, little fucking, orphan kid, his fucking dad getting killed in front of him and all this shit. And I was just like,
his dad got killed in front of him?
Or like he was like down the block or some shit like that.
Yeah, I never watched Angie Martinez as well.
Nah, bro.
I'm definitely not watching it now.
No, but she just always goes really in depth, and I feel like she brings out this different side of these artists. And him being from New York, and like I said, like her relationship with Pop Smoke too, it seemed like she really cared about these people because you haven't seen a fucking like superstar rapper hail from New York in a long ass time. Right. And I think that she was doing her like job of like sticking up for him or like trying to like, like this was all pre him going to jail though. So
you know what's funny though is
nobody really
think about it, like
is giving him the chance after.
I did this. I knew 6ix9ine when he was a thirsty ass rapper with no clout. I knew 6ix9ine when he was starting to get clout, and actually I gave in and did the interview. Then I like kind of basically tried to avoid him for a little while because of the like he was still hollering at me a little bit, but then he got accused of all the shit and whatever, and I just sort of felt weird about the fact that I felt like he had so blatantly lied on my podcast about his 13-year-old girl case or whatever. Then at a certain point, to be honest, around the time Gummo came out, we started to actually be like, man, fuck it. Like, this shit is tight because we actually fucked with the music enough that we were like, you know what? Like, we're and I feel like a lot of people
who
were.
was we, though?
Me and like everybody at the store and everybody I was hanging out with at that time.
Okay.
At that time in my life.
That song was hard as fuck. I'm not going to hold you.
Gummo
was.
was. We probably watched that video 100 times on stream. Like I'd be lying to the fans if we acted like that. And some of the other songs too were really exciting and stuff. And I kind of started to like really sort of like root for him. And then at a certain point, like it just kind of goes to show you that like if you are a shitty person and you treat everybody in your life like you don't give a fuck about them, which is like he obviously burnt these guys that like lended him a lot of credibility at a certain point. Then when you fall off, like what is happening right now, people will be happy to see you go.
Which is why you had Lil Durk in the comments,
Exactly.
you had Blueface in the comments, Lil TJ.
TJ.
Trippy made a whole video,
Laughing video.
the whole selfie video of him crying, laughing.
Right.
Honestly, that shit was hilarious.
Because 6ix9ine's proposition to the public was always my
numbers are
music
better.
is bigger than everybody's. I sell more, I stream more, I make more money than you, I have more followers than you.
Like
now it is going to continue evaporating away. We're going to get to a point where he's going to post an Instagram video and it's not going to get 1 million views, and then it will officially be like, like
he is done for.
it doesn't, like, you don't exist anymore because your whole thing you were trying to sell us on was the idea that you were so much more popular than every other rapper, and that was going to go away on its own. Like every rapper gets replaced by newer and flashier and funnier rappers over time, right?
Yeah.
But like, I mean, his shit obviously got accelerated big time by the fact that he did the most publicly demonstrable shitty piece of shit garbage thing that you could do. I know there's 1 million 6ix9ine fans out there who are listening to this and they're like, well, you would have snitched too. If you were also in the 9 Trey Bloods, you would have snitched. And it's like,
They fucked your
I
baby
am not the
mama.
one who joined the gang. And also, maybe Shotty fucked his baby mama. Maybe. That's a massive maybe, because we really have no evidence to suggest that she did besides the fact that he said it. But that does not explain the other 20 people who are still currently in jail. So I'm sorry. This whole 6ix9ine thing, like if he gets what is coming to him, I'm not going to write LOL on Twitter, but trust me, I'm going to be thinking it, because this dude deserves everything coming his way. And to see his album flop, I'm sorry, I should be done talking about this by now. Fuck him. He's trash. Over and out. There's my piece.
There you go. You said what you had to say.
The
Get it
whole
off your
base
chest.
of stand-
Nah, keep
I'm
that
saying
energy,
everything
though.
I gotta
Nah,
say about
hey,
everybody
glad,
today.
Keep it up.
glad.
I hate that it's like looked down upon that I hate this dude. Like it's just that.
Who-
That's how
I
I
think
feel.
only
looked down
academic
upon
says
by
that.
academics. I
He's
don't
the only
think any-
person that ever said that.
Everyone hates him.
I didn't even know. I listened to the whole
Is that a
album and I didn't
conversation?
even notice that he rapped on it. And then I was like, wait a minute, I thought Ag was on this, and I went and I had to like re-listen to the song, and I'm like, oh, that is like it sounds nothing like him.
Man.
The
But
whole
has-
standing on the basis of me being number one, me being more rich, me being more famous on
So his
than
album
you, it's
would-
just like nothing that you can stand on forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like
That's nothing that's going to last.
yeah.
Because it's not
And
going to be like
also,
that.
what do you guys think? What will happen? How are we gonna feel if he ever disses our Mexican treasure, OGZ?
Oh my god.
Is all of LA gonna be in a riot?
I mean,
Why would he diss OGs?
he's dissed a lot of other people
because
that.
OGZ said
He's
you
not
don't
the
stand
face
for
of-
you don't stand for
But
Mexicans.
he beefs with Cap G. And
What?
people didn't even really talk about it that
When
much.
was that?
That kind of like
kinda remember that.
exactly
This year?
because this was this week. Like you know the fact that 6ix9ine, like every beef that he was in used to be interesting
Shout
enough
out
that we
Cap
were
G.
all paying attention to it.
Because he was trying to say that like
Now no
who
one
else-
cares.
Who else puts on for Mexicans like I do? Who's the
Right.
last one? Cap G. Ugh.
And you remember the thing
what he
that
said?
fucking
That's his
remember the thing
basis.
6ix9ine said where he was like
He got Cap G.
where he was like
He got Cap G
he goes
fucked up.
name a Vic Mensa song.
Oh,
Name a
man.
Vic Mensa song. That was super funny at the time, and at that time, everybody could name a 6ix9ine song. At some point here, it's going to be very hard to remember the names of the 6ix9ine songs because he keeps putting out music and it makes no impression, no dent.
But they might be easy. The names might be
It's
easy to
gonna be
remember.
like ooh ba ba ba. Ooh wee.
Goo Gaga.
No, yeah,
Gaga.
Google Gaga is hard, Baba is hard, ha
do,
ha.
da,
What
da.
about, what about raw raw?
No, the real Mexican joint, ja 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 ja.
Yo.
Ja 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 ja.
Hey, this has been another episode of the No Jumper Show. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you want to support, like, comment, subscribe, and go to nojumper.com. Get yourself a kendama or a t-shirt or something. Appreciate y'all.